Hello and welcome to the 18th episode, I think, of Total Drama Multiverse. It is insane how we are already 18 episodes in, and yet we still have 12 competitors. But don't worry, we are done bringing people in or back. We are actually going to be eliminating somebody this episode, which is kind of good because nobody's been eliminated for multiple episodes now. So yeah, let's get into our pre-challenge section. There's not too much to really say for the pre-challenge section though. I mean, what updates do we really have? I mean, okay, so Fritz has started to notice that Dipper is distancing himself from Fritz again. And Fritz is like, bro, we just got on good terms. Why? In confessional. And Dipper's hanging with In and Ashley and Elmo, which again, freaking wild squad right here. Wild squad. But yeah, so Dipper is really interested in learning all about In because nerd. So yeah, they've been talking a lot. Meanwhile, Luz and Marcy have bonded so much and pretty much ignored Toph. Like, they're still friends. Like, especially, I'd say, well, Toph and Marcy are at least, like, friendly, but Luz and Toph are friends, I'd say. But still, Toph has gotten to the point where she's like, alright, I might have to make a move later in the game because I can't get to Final 3 and then just get cooked by these two. So she's starting to consider at some point flipping on him. Then, what else is really going on? Oh yeah, okay, so the last thing we can talk about in the pre-challenge section is, Azuku, Monica, and Agatha. So Agatha just got here, and because of that, her and Monica have been bonding a lot. And Azuku is adjusting to having Agatha around. He's still scared of her, though. Because one, she literally killed him, but two, she's freaking just look at her. So, yeah. And then Peter's just petering. We can say Peter's just trying to go on, like, he's, like, kind of just being the physical threat guy. That's his arc. He's just gonna try to win challenges, because he's not really getting close with anybody here. Now that Tails is gone, and Ashley's pretty much done working with him. So this will lead us to our challenge section. Our challenge is Challenge 14, Manic Maze. This challenge has been suggested by Raymond the Fire God 5598, as well as our challenge for next video. So yeah, remember, if y'all want your challenge to possibly be featured in a video, you can suggest it in the comments below. But his challenge is 2 contestants. Each will be randomly selected from a group, or to be grouped up. Now, it says randomly selected because in universe it is, but I actually am going to select these. So yeah. One will have to go into a giant hedge maze while blindfolded, and the other member will be given a map of the maze and a headset to talk to their partner. The member with the map will talk through the headset with their partner and guide them through the trap-filled maze. There is traps, like spike traps and all kinds of stuff that'll get people delayed. The team to escape the maze first wins, giving both immunity. One other reminder: Monica still has immunity in this next elimination ceremony. So if Monica and her duo partner win, then Monica will not just win immunity, or like not just still have immunity, but she'll also have immunity in the round after. So yeah, she can just keep stacking immunities at this point. But yeah, let's see, who are we putting together? I think we put Luz and Marcy is one of the obvious ones. Another obvious one, I think, I think, well, actually, we'll do. I was gonna say Izuku and Monica, but I think Monica's gonna be like, she's hanging out with Izuku a lot, and Izuku understands. So Monica actually goes with Agatha. Um, so Monica and Agatha. Then we'll have our next duo. Will probably be. Uh, I'd say Elmo and Ashley are getting a lot of the strategic gameplay going right now, so they'll probably be a duo. And because of that, Fritz will come up to Dipper and be like, "Hey, dude, you want to be partners?" And he'll be like, "No, I'm going with N." So yeah, that will happen. And then Fritz and Izuku really don't want to be partners because they don't really like each other that much, but they kind of get forced into it because Toph, knowing how close Luz and Marcy are getting, just as a precaution, wants to get Peter, who doesn't have anybody on her side. So she's like, "Hey, Peter, can you go with me?" And he's like, "Sure," which leaves these two. So while people are getting ready for the challenge, they're selecting who. Toph talks to Peter about a potential secret alliance, and Peter's like, "Well, I was just gonna try to lock in for the physical part of this and just keep winning immunity, but having a partner would be a good idea." And Toph's like, "Yeah, as long as you stay loyal to me, I'll try to keep Luz and Marcy off your back for a while." Um, so he's like, "All right, sounds good." Outside of that, the people who are selected uh, to be the people that are actually blindfolded are, I'd say, Azuku is for the this duo. Azuku is the one blindfolded. So if they're to the right in their duo, then they're blindfolded. Then over here, Toph's already blind, so she decides to just go. She's used to it. Um, Over here, it's Chris says that In is not allowed to because In's Toph has her earthbending, so she might be able to like kind of recognize some of the traps, but she can't see the exit. Meanwhile, In could literally just see straight through the blindfold, so it has to be Dipper. Elmo and Ashley. Elmo wants to prove himself as a communicator, so Ashley's like, okay. Again, with Agatha. Agatha is forced to be the communicator because she could just teleport to the end. So, yeah, Chris forces her to be the communicator. And Marcy is like, she's no, I wouldn't say the best communicator, but she's definitely super smart. So she's put up to be that, and loses the blindfolded one. So everyone starts at the beginning of the maze blindfolded, and ready, set, go. All right. So the first team, the team I think is going to be doing the best off rip, is probably Peter and Toph, because even if Toph like rounds a corner, is about to get hit by a trap, she'll be able to sense it coming and either protect herself with earthbending, or just straight up freaking move out of the way in time. So I think when it starts, Peter and Toph are in the lead. But I think who's probably in second? I'd say Luz and Marcy have a lot of chemistry as friends and can communicate very well with each other, so they're doing very well as well. But the next person, the next team, I think is going to be doing semi well is Agatha and Monica, as well as Ashley and Elmo. They're both doing average. But we also have these two teams. Dipper already regrets picking In as his partner because In keeps getting distracted like every 10 seconds, or is just bad at doing directions. And Fritz and Izuku just don't get along very well. So after Fritz gets frustrated with Izuku, he purposely leads him into a trap to get revenge for Izuku not getting it right, even though Izuku's literally blindfolded. And they start arguing with each other. So yeah, I think eventually though, Chris introduces a new rule because this is taking forever. And this is freaking it's been like an hour and nobody's really made any progress. So he now says, all right, I'm introducing a new rule. And the new rule is that every like 3 minutes there will be a time where you can take your blindfold off when and but like they're like gonna be in the dark when it happens. So because they're doing this challenge at nighttime, so it'll still be really dark, but they'll at least be able to see a little bit. So whenever the 3 minutes happens, the first 3 minutes in the light they are able to take off their blindfolds. Obviously nothing really changes for Toph, but stuff obviously changes for everyone else. So Luz, Marcy, Agatha, and Monica are all able to pull ahead, while Ashley and Elmo are falling a little behind just because of Elmo's super short legs. And then In and Dipper are able to cross that, not because of In helping at all, but just because, Dipper can see because In sucks at this. And Fritz and Izuku are still doing kind of ass. Then we have it go back to black again, and when it does, Toph starts to catch up. So basically, everyone gets a huge boost during the lights being off, except for Toph, who gets a boost during the lights being I guess not the lights, the blindfold being on, not the lights. The lights are always off, because it's nighttime. What am I talking about? Anyways, yeah. So, eventually, after a few more sets, I'm just gonna, if I put you in the challenge section, it just means, these guys aren't even contenders to win. So the first team I'm gonna say that just isn't even a contender is Fritz and Izuku. They're doing absolutely terrible. They're extremely far behind. And just overall, it's pretty obvious that there's pretty much no way they could do it. They'd have to lock in, and they're not able to do that when they keep arguing every 10 seconds. Eventually, though, I think it really comes down to, like, Elmo's trying his best, but he just can't keep up. Dipper, as well, is just not doing so hot because of N, and he gets mad at N because of that. And then it comes down to these three teams, and freaking in the final stretch, the lights or the blindfolds are put back on, and they all know where the exit is though. But right at the end, Toph hits Earth, Earth bends and hits all of them super high into the sky, so that they're all not able to run towards the finish line. So because of this, Luz and Monica both go flying into the sky, and just as Toph is about to cross the finish line, Luz falls directly on top of her. By the way, Toph feels bad for hitting Luz because they're friends, but she wants the immunity for herself just in case. But Luz falls right on top of her, and Monica falls right past the finish line, giving Monica a second immunity and Agatha immunity. The challenge ends, and Luz is pissed at Toph, and Toph's like, sorry, I just wanted the immunity, and she's like, great, now none of us can have it. So yeah, Luz and Marcy both get really angry at Toph, and Toph is like, yeah, she probably shouldn't have done that. There's better ways she could have done that. So this will bring us into our pre-challenge section. So let me put that there, and then bring our teams back to how they are supposed to be. So we'll put Peter right here because he has this secret alliance with Toph. And then Dipper, In, Elmo, Ashley, we have that squad. And then we have Agatha, Monica, Izuku, Fritz. So Izuku is pissed that he freaking had to deal with Fritz the entire time. But he's glad that Monica, his girlfriend, is safe for the next 2 rounds. and he's glad that her new friend is safe as well for this round. So, yeah, overall he's still in a pretty good mood, but that might not stay the case for long. Elmo's goal is to get out everyone who got him out. So that means Dipper, Fritz, Izuku, and Monica. Yeah, he's working with Dipper, but it's only to manipulate him into hating Fritz. But Fritz, realizing that Dipper is working with the others, has decided to branch out to his own group. And he talks to Monica and Agatha, and they're like, well, I don't think that's a good idea because Izuku hates you. And he's like, please, just don't tell Izuku and just that they're working with me, and just try to convince him to vote someone else. Please, you'll have my vote later. And they're like, ugh, fine. So, yeah, Monica and Agatha have a secret alliance with Fritz that Izuku doesn't know about. So the four of them are going to vote out. Again, Fritz doesn't want to vote out Dipper. So he's going to vote out the person he thinks got Dipper away, which is Ashley. Ashley. So he thinks Ashley's the one that manipulated Dipper, even though it was actually mainly Elmo. So these four vote Ashley. I guess I can go to the challenge section. While these four, Dipper really wants to vote out Fritz, but Elmo is like, think about it. If Fritz could just work with the other group of people, like either this group or this group, and then he would have a majority and get him out. So instead, we should just get Izuku out. And Dipper's like, wait, logically that doesn't even make that much sense though. And Ashley starts trying to convince him as well, because yeah, it's probably not the best idea for Dipper, because Dipper should at least should probably just get Fritz out at this point. But Ashley and Elmo really want to get out Izuku, so that way Monica and Agatha have less power, and then they can get out Fritz later. But Dipper's like, I don't know if I should do that, or if I'm gonna do that. So the three of them are like, well, shit, we need to get somebody to help us vote Izuku while he's vulnerable, because he's a huge challenge threat. He has Agatha and Monica. So they come over to the girls, and Luz and Marcy have pretty much decided they weren't gonna vote out Toph, because Toph, they're mad at Toph, but they still like want to be friends at this point. So they don't really know who to vote, so they just kind of are just like, oh, okay, I guess we can vote Izuku. But they, at least I think Marcy's like, okay, I'll vote Izuku. But Luz is like, I don't want to vote Izuku. I love seeing their haters to lovers plotline. I think I'll just vote, I don't know, Peter. And Toph, who's kind of still just sitting there, is like, wait, no, not Peter. And they're like, why? Do you care? I didn't know you cared about him. And she's like, no, we should just get Fritz instead. And she's like, oh, okay, well then I'm voting Fritz. And Ashley's like, fuck, well we got Marcy, but we don't have Toph or Luz. So she goes over to Peter. And she's like, Peter, hey, I don't think you really care who gets voted out, right? And Peter's like, not really, as long as it's not me. Ashley's like, okay, so would you mind getting out another huge physical threat, being Izuku? And Peter's like, sure, why not? So Ashley's like, okay, well that's good at least. But the final votes, oh wait, no, there's one last thing before we get to the votes. Currently, Peter, if I drag you to the left, you're currently voting for Izuku. If I drag you to the right, you're currently voting for Fritz. So Peter, Marcy, Elmo, Ashley, and In are all voting Izuku. Then I think freaking Toph, Luz, Dipper, Izuku, Agatha, and Monica. So that's freaking 5 of y'all and 6 of y'all. So these 6 are all voting for Fritz, actually, right? No, because these 2 are on this side. Sorry, I think I confused myself. Hold on. So let me redo this in my brain. All right. Peter, Marcy, Elmo, Ashley, In. Those 5 are voting for Izuku. Toph, Luz, Dipper are voting for Fritz. Izuku is also voting for Fritz. So these 4 are Fritz. These 5 are Izuku, and these 3 are all planning to get out. Currently, are planning to get out Ashley. But in one last ditch effort, Ashley convinces In, because they're both robots and In can search up pretty much anything else with his like internet mind, AI mind, convinces In to hack into Fritz and give them an extra vote. And In really doesn't want to do it, but they're like, we'll vote you out if you don't. So In is like, damn, these guys have really bad vibes. They're really mean. I don't know if I should continue working with them after this, but he has to do it or else he'll get out, at least in his mind. So he reluctantly, right before the elimination ceremony, hacks into Fritz's brain and brings Fritz onto their side, meaning our final vote, a very complex vote, is 6 votes Izuku, 4 votes Fritz, and 2 votes Ashley. Sorry, Izuku. Izuku stands up and is pissed, and right after Fritz breaks through his like little hack that In did, because In's not as good, and Fritz starts fucking crashing out at In for forcing him to do to vote that. And he's getting super pissed about the fact that people hack his brain every 5 seconds. So, Izuku's like, damn, In, I thought you were cool. And In's like, feels really, really bad about it. But yeah, it's, Monica is crying because this is the first time she'll have to be left alone, without a boyfriend again. But at least Izuku assures her she needs to win it all, and that Agatha is still there for her. So yeah, they share a kiss, and Izuku is eliminated as our 12th place. So that's gonna do it for his story. I hope y'all enjoyed this roller coaster of a video, and I hope to catch y'all on Monday for the next one. See ya.